Alright, so let's have a conversation about something just real quick, right? And what we're going to be talking about is Steve Goncalves. Because throughout this case, the Idaho 4 case, I have heard so many people do the most hideous shit I've ever seen done to a family that is the victim of a crime. I want you to understand, and by the way, for you guys that do not know, we're talking about the Idaho 4 case. 4 kids killed in Idaho about 2 years ago, November of 2022. And one of the families of the 4 kids is Steve Goncalves and his wife. Now, let me make something clear. I don't necessarily think there's a right or wrong way to deal with a tragedy such as a murder. I want all of you for 5 seconds, especially you men, to tell me that if your daughter was slaughtered, I want you to tell me exactly how you would act. Same thing with your mothers. I think it's safe to say that none of us really know, because none of us have had our children slaughtered. Do you see what I'm saying? If anyone that you loved was slaughtered, would you sit silently, let's say the Chapins? Would you sit silently like the Mogans? Would you sit silently whatever the fuck the other one's name is? Now, you may say yeah, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with that, because this goes right back to what I was just saying, that none of us know how we would handle this. So when I listen to Steve Goncalves and I see his very aggressive, on camera, all the time, method of handling this, I don't think he's necessarily wrong. If you were the father, would you have questioned the police in the beginning? The answer is yes. Would you have been on the news saying, hey, don't forget about my dead daughter? Probably. I want you to know that Steve's method is different from the other one's method, but it does not make it any more right or wrong. And I think most fathers who are the leaders of their household, I don't want to hear none of you feminist whores and your bullshit talk about, no, we could be leaders too. Shut your ass up right now and just shove the Twinkies in your mouth and let men speak. All right? Most men are the leaders of their household. Most men are the protectors and the providers. So whenever your daughter gets slaughtered, it's most men that feel as if they failed. Because everybody says, especially man says, I wonder if I could have saved her. I wonder if I could have been there. And it is something that each man goes through within themselves. When a pet dies, when a family member dies, when a child or someone that you are in charge of protecting dies. Okay? And so while a man is going through that, you don't know how his nature is going to react to that. Steve's nature was to stay front and center and aggressively say, what the fuck happened to my daughter? It was aggressive. And I think that is actually the way that most men would handle it, unless you're some liberal fucking pussy that just is meek and lets the woman run the house. And I think most men can agree with me on that. I understand there's a lot of people that's saying, well, we'll just let the police handle it. Yeah, but what happens if you think the police are slow? What happens in your head as a parent? You're automatically thinking no one else loves your child more than you do, and you're right. Therefore, no one else is going to care more about your daughter's death and and the outcome of this more than you, Steve Goncalves, and the other ones as well. So did Steve Goncalves do wrong or something awkward with his actions in this case? Absolutely not. He did what I feel most men would do. And what did he get in return while he was mourning? I want you to think about this. What did he get in return while he was mourning the death of his daughter, dealing with still providing and protecting for his family? He had the whole internet accusing him of things such as murdering the people. He had you people digging into his past, questioning what event happened between him and his other daughter, who came out and blasted him in the middle of the hardest time of his life. I just want to make something clear. Every single one of you, if you were dealing with the hardest time of your life and people started digging into your past, every single one of you, I could find something on. That we could roast you and hate you for days on the internet. And if you disbelieve me, leave your full name and contact information down below. I will run a background check on you. I will dig into your life. I will look into your social medias, your associates' social medias, and I assure you, I will find something about you that will make the internet hate you. How do I know? Because I've been making a living off the internet for fucking 20 years. Every last one of you has done something that another human being, every other human being would say, nah, it's fucked up. Or I wouldn't have done it this way. So I want you guys to truly ask yourselves, does Steve Goncalves deserve the hate and criticism that he gets while dealing with the most tragic incident of his life, just because you people don't know how to mind your own business? Because let me ask you something. Even if Steve Goncalves did fall out with another child of his, is that any of your business? And let me also ask you this, does that make him a bad person immediately? How many of you have fallen out with your children? How many of you have fallen out with your mothers or fathers? I bet you blame them though, don't you? See, that's the difference. Most of you guys have the same situations. How many of you have fallen out with your wives or husbands or fiancés or girlfriends or best friends? But see, the difference between you and me is, see, I don't blame everyone else for my fallings outs and my shortcomings. I understand that I played a part in every relationship that I've ever failed, fucked up, lost, whatever. But it's still none of your business. Same thing with Steve Goncalves. Steve Goncalves and his daughter, okay, is none of your business. And the only reason that many of you are choosing that other daughter is because she's the one out here only telling her side of the story. Have any of you heard Steve's side? You guys are all going on complete internet rumor and saying, well, he chose his wife over his daughter. Do you know that for sure? Well, Steve should come out and tell us. No, he shouldn't. Who the fuck are you? You're just fat people on the internet. Why should Steve come out and explain to you family business? What goes on behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. Just because some little attention-seeking fucking child came out and tried to seek your attention does not mean Steve Goncalves needs to answer to you. And once again, I guarantee you that if I dug into any of your backgrounds, we could find something for the entire internet to criticize, hate, or roast you for. But ultimately here, you have to ask yourself, put yourself in Steve Goncalves' shoes. He has been criticized for certain cryptocurrencies on his hat. He's been criticized for GoFundMes to pay for the funeral or to go watch the trial. He has been criticized because maybe he wasn't a perfect father with his other child. There's been rumors about him killing the kids himself. There's been rumors about him having a drug past and owing people money. There's been a lot of you people have ran around here saying that Kaylee Goncalves got killed because Steve Goncalves owed people money. You just made that up, you fat internet fuck. It's the truth. It is 100% the truth. So when you people ask me why I stand by Steve Goncalves, because somebody has to while he's dealing with this tragedy, because all the fucking people in the audience are too busy trying to dig up dirt on him than to just appreciate and understand the fact that he lost a goddamn child. There's no one that feels probably worse in this entire scenario than Steve Goncalves. Steve Goncalves spent time raising her, teaching her how to shoot, teaching her all this to protect her, and now she's dead, and so now he feels probably like he failed, and the problem is he's got you internet failures telling him that he failed. You're making it worse. You people are the worst human beings that's ever existed on this planet. You're so goddamn nosy, you're so goddamn judgmental, and I assure you, your life could, if broken down, we would rip you apart too. Because I guarantee you, 99% of you people that's on there wish you could live like Steve Goncalves or anybody else you criticize. Most of you are just lonely people at home with nothing better to do than shove Twinkies down your gullet and watch true crime and think you're Inspector Gadget. You're not. You're victimizing Steve each and every day. And even worse, is you're doing it based on rumors because you don't know shit. And that's the truth.